Shalom, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Forefront Radio. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Forefront Radio. We're here to bring you insightful discussions and cutting-edge topics shaping our world today. Subscribers, if you're available, make sure to follow the Forefront Radio here on TikTok, as well as Spotify and iHeartRadio. We appreciate everyone that joins us for our exciting discussions talking about today, Black woman, mother of civilization. Today's topic is Black woman, mother of civilization. So let's get right into it, y'all. A lot of times when it comes to Black history, they denigrate our Black women. They denigrate our Black men. And we're going to show you out of the Bible that not only does the Bible have roots of Black history, but it speaks highly towards the revolutionary sister, the revolutionary Black woman. You don't read about strong, independent Chinese. You don't read about strong, independent Black. It's non-existent. But we do have resilient, loving, caring, kind-hearted, and prophetic women in this Bible that are melanated people. We're going to start off first with Genesis chapter 2, verse 3. Let's set a foundation. When it comes to the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve were dwelling, we find out something very interesting about the geographical location. Genesis chapter 2, verse 13. It says, "And the name of the second river is Gihon," that's the Blue Nile, that's the river Nile. "The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia." Ethiopia, ladies and gentlemen, is where? The continent of Africa. The continent of Africa. Wait a minute, y'all. They told us that the Bible came from a European perspective, a Gentile perspective. Why are we reading in the beginning of the Bible, Ethiopia, aka land of the black faces? From there, let's go to Amos chapter 9, verse 7. Let's go to Amos chapter 9, verse 7. Why is this information important? It's important because our people suffer from a lack of esteem, vacant esteem, non-existent esteem. They look at themselves as pimps. They look at themselves as streetwalkers, as thoughts. And we're trying to remove the delusionalism of the manufactured mindset of Western culture. Your ancestors, ladies, were the daughters of kings. Your ancestors were the daughters of the prophets. Your ancestors walked uprightly. Now it's time to walk like it. Now it's time to talk like it. Now it's time to be just that. Honorable people, a chosen people. Watch this. Amos chapter 9, verse 7. And it reads, are you not, as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of... Wait a minute. Why is the God of the Bible comparing the children of Israel to melanated people, black Ethiopians? Wait a minute, y'all. There's an entire war in the so-called Middle East when that original land does not belong to people from Poland. People from Saudi Arabia. The original inhabitants were compared to black Ethiopians. Interesting. Let's go to Amos chapter 9. Let's read verse 7 again. It says, are you not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, saith the Lord? Have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt? Why does God have to always remind the Israelites, I'm the one that took you out of captivity, aka slavery, in Africa? Egypt is in Africa, folks. Egypt is in Africa, folks. Wow. They're not going to read that in church. They're not going to teach you this on National Geographic. But black women, you are the founders, the mothers of civilization. Adam and Eve, melanated people in Ethiopia, Africa. Watch this. So now, a lot of times people say that the continent of Africa is the motherland, but we find out based on the Bible that Jerusalem Jerusalem is the mother of us all. Let's go to that real quick. Let's go to Galatians in the New Testament, chapter 4. Galatians chapter 4, let's start at verse 26. It says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Hold on, wait a second. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. It says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. You see that? So the Jerusalem up there, that's going to come down on earth, because when you make your prayer, you say, our Father who art in heaven, holy is your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What's going to come is our foremother, the mother of it all. It's going to be a place with no more tears, no more sorrow, no more suffering. You're not going to hear stories of Sonia Massey anymore. You're not going to hear stories of Sandra Bland anymore. You're not going to hear stories of Native indigenous populations, Hispanic indigenous populations, and the people of the diaspora impacted negatively. Why? Because we're going to return to the mother of all things. You see, when the Black Messiah returns, it's going to be love, it's going to be peace, it's going to be safety, it's going to be security. It's not going to be all the extreme things that we see in today's society. New Jerusalem is the mother of us all, and that's who we're going to return to. That's the true motherland, y'all. That's the true motherland. So now let's examine real quick a few of our foremothers from this Bible. Let's touch on first the wife of Moses. Moses, one of the central figures of the first 5 books of the Bible and several themes of the Bible, has a wife that was named Zapora. Let's read the description of Zapora. Watch this. Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian or Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Ethiopian woman. Y'all, Moses married a black woman, y'all. Moses, the father of the so-called Abrahamic religions, Moses was married to a black woman. And let's use Western logic. According to Wikipedia, you have a theory known as the one-drop rule. This was very prominent in the United States in the 20th century. Let's go to the quote in regards to the one-drop rule. The one-drop rule was a legal principle of classification that was prominent in the 1900s, aka the 20th century, in the United States. It asserted that any person with even one ancestor of black ancestry is considered black, Negro, or colored in historical terms. This is an example of hypodescent, an automatic assignment of children to mixed union between different socioeconomic or ethnic groups to group with others of different statuses, regardless of the proportion of ancestry in different groups. So now this concept, ladies and gentlemen, became codified into United States law in the 20th century, according to the 2007 book, Crossing the Color Line, Racial Migration, and the One-Drop Rule, 1600 to 1860, Minnesota Law Review. So we back up what we say, ladies and gentlemen. We back up what we say with facts on top of facts. So if you have one drop of black blood, they'll tell you that means you're a Negro. So if Moses' wife, let's read it again, was compared to a black woman, an Ethiopian, that means his children, Eleazar, Gershom, of the tribe of Levi, aka the Kohens, the chief priest, and Aaron, his brother, it means that these people were melanated people. black and brown people are in the Bible, y'all. Let's read it again. Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. Wow. So we know that the Israelites came from the bloodline of Jacob. We know that the Midianites came from Abraham, and this black woman was called an Ethiopian, although she was a descendant of an Afro-Shemite person. Okay? So you read out of Bible dictionaries that they say that this Ethiopian was Cushite, when in reality, when you examine the Midianites, because Jethro, the father of Zapora, was a Midianite priest. The Midianites come from Abraham. Watch this. Let's watch this. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25 so we can prove that point. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25. We're relating history and biblical evidence and relating it to modern times. Let's start at verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian. So the Midianites come from Abraham, meaning they're Shemitic. Watch this. Let's go to Exodus chapter 18. Zipporah's father's name was Jethro. Watch this. Exodus chapter 18, verse 1. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zapora, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back. Y'all see that? So what tribe, what lineage was Zapora from? And Jethro, according to the Bible, Midian. So Midian came from Abraham. Abraham was Shemitic. So we are talking about Afro-Shemitic people groups, y'all. You see, the Europeans that converted to the religion of Talmudism, they do not have exclusive rights to the term Shemite. When you read the Bible, there were many sons of Shem, including Afrohebraic people groups. You see? So don't let them get you caught up with the word anti, because there are many people groups that are Shemitic. You understand that? We need to stop falling for the games and the delusions and the misrepresentations given to us by political arenas, given to us by false historians and false lecturers, because the people from the Christian community, from the Islamic community, and the Talmudic Kabbalistic communities and Zionism, they all give us falsehoods and lies. All you got to do is read the Bible and the lies will end. The lies will break. Watch this. Let's go to Exodus chapter 2, verse 19. Exodus chapter 2, verse 19. Let's start at verse 16. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, showing you the role of the black woman as the mother of civilization. Watch this. And they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherd came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, or Jethro, their father, he said, "How is it that you are come so soon today?" And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for his flock and watered the flock. Hold up, wait a minute, y'all. Moses was compared to a black Egyptian. So not only Moses was a melanated person, but his wife also was compared to an Ethiopian Cushite. But she was from the tribe of Midian, which comes from Abraham, which is Shemite. Let's read on. And he said to his daughters, this is Ruel now having a conversation with his daughter. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. It says, and he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Meaning, where is Moses? Why is it that you have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zapora his daughter. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Showing you, y'all, the foundation of the Israelites always started with melanated people. Black women, you are the mother of civilization. We just read how Adam and Eve dwelt in the Garden of Eden, and the Garden of Eden had a river flowing into Ethiopia. That's in Africa. We also read how Moses' wife Zapora was of another tribe, the Midianites, and she was called a Cushite, an Ethiopian, by Aaron and Miriam. So Ruel, the Midianite priest, gave Zapora to marry King Moses. Because remember, Moses was a prince in Egypt. Moses was a prince in Africa. Hello. So the role of our women in biblical times have significant and foundational roles. Very important to understand this, because our women today have a vacant esteem, a low esteem within themselves, where they want to make themselves look like others. The trillion-dollar industry of hair products alone is proof of that fact. They're not going into the weave stores for afros. They're not going for curly type hairstyles, but they're going in for long, straight, blonde, silver, purple hair, blue contacts. Am I making this up? Am I lying? We need to provide you with the motivation to embrace the foundation of culture. The foundation of beauty was established in you. The author of beauty, the creator, made you with woolly hair, made you just like him. God made man of the dust of the ground. The deeper you dig, the darker it gets. I hope y'all understand that. I hope you understand that. Let's go to a significant other black woman mentioned in the Bible. Let's go to our foremother Esther. When you read the book of Esther, you find that during the time we were under Persian captivity. There was a king by the name of Ahasuerus who had a wicked wife who was named Vashti. Vashti made a bad example by disrespecting the king. They were having a party. He had provinces of a kingdom, and he invited his wife to come and show herself and present herself before the people, but she refused. Let's find out that history. Watch this. Esther Chapter 1 verse 1, showing you black history in the Bible. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, this Ahasuerus, also known as Artaxerxes, which reigned from India even to Ethiopia. From India even to y'all, black people were ruling in over 127 provinces. From Africa all the way to Hindustan, India. Y'all know how far that is? Much larger than Europe. This geographical region of the continent of Africa, aka Ethiopia, ranging from South Africa to Congo all the way up, going all the way across the so-called Northeast Africa and Middle East, going far from the Near East all the way to Hindustan. Y'all, That's bigger than Europe. That's bigger than the United States. That's bigger than Mexico. Y'all, that's a huge geographical location, y'all. Watch this. Let's jump down to verse 11. To bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on. You see, now, notice this. People have taken the term fair and have converted the term fair to mean blanco blanco. No. Yo soy negro, no es blanco. You understand? Meaning, the term fair in the Bible is not talking about fair-skinned or light-skinned. It's talking about beautiful in appearance. The proof of that is Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5, which says, I am black, but comely, meaning black and beautiful, fair to look upon, good, I'm good looking. Let's go back. Esther chapter 1, verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused, this is the strong, independent black woman right here, refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. You see, there is no such thing as strong, independent Chinese woman. There is no such thing as strong, independent Korean woman. But for some strange reason, our sisters think to disrespect the king is an act of defiance against the entire kingdom, and they don't even put two and two together. Watch this. It says, Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Karshena, Shetha, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. So they're looking at the king. They see the king is mad. They see the king is upset. And they're like, we got to figure something out. Verse 15, what shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to law? Because she has not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. And Memucan answered before the king and princes, Vashti, the queen, has not done wrong to the king only, meaning she didn't just disrespect the king, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. Ladies and gentlemen, especially for our sisters, y'all do me a favor, y'all. We got 40 plus people in the room. Let's tap the screen, get the likes up. There's no reason we should not be at least 2K by now. Very important to understand this, y'all. Share the room with at least 10 people, y'all. If a woman disrespects the king, she disrespects the nation and the people. It's more important for you to be a loving, beautiful, courageous, revolutionary sister than a bad mouth, wicked, disruptive, clamorous, argumentative, non-cooperative individual. Because this right here, whatever actions you do, it impacts our whole entire community. Watch this. Verse 17, for this deed of this is Esther chapter 1, verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands. They shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, the queen, to be brought in before him, but she came not. Showing you that the mindset of our sisters have to change. Because if the woman is a wicked queen, she's going to destroy the kingdom. Meaning what? All women will look at her example and follow suit. I'll give you some examples in modern times. You have a prominent celebrity that hosted the show Tia and Tamara, right? One of the actresses was married to an actor, And she went out of her way to not only divorce her husband, but proceed to say, I'm in my hoe phase. I'm in my thought phase. The same disrespect she portrayed on social media now backfired against her, because all the women saw that and was like, you left your husband, girl, but your husband fine. I'm going to go get with him. So now her husband that she left now have millions of women now trying to reach to him, because she thought, oh, I'm going to get kudos. All the women are going to congrats me. All the women are going to say, yeah, girl, go ahead and file your divorce. Yeah, the delusional women will fall for that. But the women that want a man, the women that want a good man, especially a man with high value as far as financial, okay, they're going to chase him like a dog on a bone. So she didn't realize that. So now, what does this coincide with? Let's go real quick. Let's hold that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 14. There's two types of women in this world. Choose which one you decide to become. Watch this. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1. Every wise woman, what does the Bible say? Every wise woman, what does the Bible say? Every wise woman builds her house. But the foolish plucks it down with her own hands. Y'all see that? So a wise woman, a revolutionary woman, an Israelite woman will follow the example of Sarah, will follow the example of Esther, will follow the example of Susanna. They will be wise women building up their house, building up their family, building up their nation. Put a 1 in the chat if this makes sense, y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. If this is interesting information, I want y'all also to put a smiley face. This shows your support. Tap the screen. Give me that smiley face so we know that this makes sense 144,000%. Black woman, Israelite woman, you are the mother of civilization. But you're going to choose whether you're going to follow the way of Eve, who was disrespectful towards her husband, or Vashti, who was not obedient to her husband, or the righteous women of the Bible, the revolutionary women of the Bible, the Proverbs 31 women of the Bible. Choose what you want to be. Choose what you want. The table is before you. Blessings for being a wise and obedient and cooperative wife, or generational curses for perpetuating the same BS we see. Independent, strong, single black, welfare queen, all of that foolishness that they gripe about, right? In modern day society. So this actress disrespected her husband, divorced him, said she would go through her thought phase, thought she was winning. Then all of a sudden, the brother made a movie with Tyler Perry. The brother started racking in millions. Now all those women that was on her bandwagon, now they're like, nope, we're going to get off the bus. Let's go to him. This brother making money. This brother looking good. You see, that strong independent stuff don't work. It only works on the simple-minded woman. But the revolutionary woman that's thinking, the one that says, it's not good for man to be alone. That's what the Bible says. Let me make a help adequate for him. Without Adam, there could be no Eve. Without Eve, there could be no Adam. It is not good to be alone. 2 are better than 1. That's scripture. So the Bible never endorsed this resilience and independence away from men. No, we work together. We work together. We work together as a unit. As a unit. As a unit. Somebody said, I like your program, but it needs to be more interactive. So I need you to understand this. This is a Bible-based platform. So we need people that understand the Bible. A lot of people want to talk, but they want to give their vain opinion instead of quote the Bible. This is a Bible-based platform. Opinions are non a factor here. Let's go back. Esther chapter 1, verse 17. For this deed of the queen, meaning Queen Vashti, which was the foolish wife, shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, meaning what? The actions that our sisters, our beloved women do, Their actions are seen by others. Whatever you do on the planet, whether good or bad, people see it. So you must have a strong esteem within yourself to be a resilient, positive, peaceful, meek, loving, patient, kind, fruit of the Spirit type of woman. Let's read on. Verse 18. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Do y'all not see on TikTok hundreds of women falling for the deception of one singular woman being foolish, saying, I don't need no man, I don't need no money, I don't need nothing for you, I could do bad by myself. Sandra Massey unfortunately met her fate due to the fact that she did not have a strong man at that door to prevent the occurrence to take place. Black man at the door, he would have been like, you can't come in my house, you stand right here. With the shotgun right in the back, right on the side, with the shotty ready. Wouldn't be nobody trying to walk in the house that's a male figure. That's not your husband. That's not your brother. That's not your uncle. We don't, in our communities, we don't let men just walk in our women's house. No, 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 no. Ask an Israelite. You better ask somebody. Ain't no man come just walking in your house. I don't give a damn if it's the police. I don't give a damn if it's the doctor. I don't give a damn if it's a fire department. I don't care if it's the mayor or the president of the United States. No male figure is walking in my house without my consent, period. So if Sonia Massey had a strong, resilient black man with her, because she's a 36-year-old woman, she should have been married. Married, y'all. Watch this. Verse 19. So what happened with Vashti? It says, if it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti came no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. Unto another, meaning what? If you're a wicked woman, guess what? There are righteous women. There are women that want to be right, women that want to do the right thing, that are better than you. This ain't talking about nobody specifically, but if the shoe fits, make sure your shoelace is tied on tight. Verse 29, and when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give their husbands honor, both to the great and the small. This is a revolutionary black woman right here. These are black women that are the mothers of civilization. These are the righteous sisters, the righteous wives that give honor, respect, cooperation, dignity towards their husbands, whether he's great, meaning whether he's a king, a president, a mayor, a celebrity, whether he's a baller, whether he's making money, or if he's small, whether he got a regular 9-to-5, whether he's working to make ends meet. Is he taking care of the family? Yes. Is he keeping the commandments of God? Yes. Is he walking upright? Yes. Is he taking care of you and the kids? Yes. That's what you need. This delusion that we live under where women are going and saying, I need a man that makes 6 figures and he does that ain't going to stop him from cheating. If he making 6 figures, that means when he drop you off home, he could go drive somewhere and pick up somebody else and take him on a date. They more concerned with the financial capital and the pragmatic relationship. What's the difference between that and streetwalkers? I want a man that makes 6 figures. Sound like a thought to me. Come on, y'all. Our wisdom must increase. Our knowledge must increase. Our integrity must increase. A man's value is not limited to his pants and his wallet. Women are looking only for the front of the pants and the back of the pants. What's in his wallet? What do you have in your wallet? This ain't no credit card commercial. But they're more concerned with these things instead of, will he be a good father? Will he be a good husband? Is he keeping here it is. You have delusional women where if a man loses a job and he goes and searches for another job, she automatically say, oh, you a bum because you lost your job. As if people don't get fired. As if people don't come across discrimination in the workplace. As if people don't come across financial difficulties. You have peaks and you have valleys in this life. You'll have moments of increase and you'll have moments of lack. But at the end of the day, what does the Bible say? Let's read it again. Esther chapter 1, verse 20. Make sure you highlight this. Make sure you go to your Bible, highlight it, underline it. Watch this. It says, and when the king's decree, you know, in the Christian church, they say, I command and declare, I declare and decree, right? They say all of this dumb stuff, but they never follow the decrees that's in this Bible. Watch this. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great. Meaning what? His kingdom lasts from Africa, Ethiopia, all the way to India. It says, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. So if you wonder why Western culture is for some strange reason adverse to this concept, is because when you examine Africa all the way to India, they still adhered to this law. This is not a suggestion, y'all. This is a decree. You know, in Christian church, when they say, I declare and decree, but they don't want to do commandment 1. The Bible says all men must receive righteous wives that honor, whether he's rich or poor, great or small. The Christian church tell you, I could do bad all by myself. Do bad then. See how that works out for you. So now this brings us now to Hadassah, aka, oh, somebody said, repeat the verse, please. Let's read it again. Esther chapter 1, verse 20. This right here is the Black mother, the foundation of a civilization. Watch this. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, be published throughout his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to the great and the small. You see that? So this brings us now to our foremother Esther, a beautiful maiden of the tribe of Benjamin. Let's go to Esther chapter 2, verse 7. It says, and he brought up Hadassah, so her Hebrew name was Hadassah, that is Esther. So Esther was the pagan name that they gave her during captivity, which is based on Ishtar or Isis. Her name really was Hadassah. That was her Hebrew name. His uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful. You see that? So the term fair and beautiful goes into what? Not just being light-skinned. No. It's going into a woman that looks good. That's what it means when it says fair. That's what it means when it says fair. Okay? Don't be deceived by Eurocentric delusionalism. When they read the term fair, all of a sudden they say, oh, that means they light-skinned it did. No. Remember, Song of Solomon chapter 1 verse 5 says, I am black but comely. I am black and beautiful. I am fair and that's what that means right there. So now, let's read on. Esther chapter 2 verse 7. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid, meaning the woman, was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother passed away, took for his own daughter. So Mordecai adopted Hadassah, aka Esther. Let's read on. Verse 8. So it came to pass, when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace. So now when you investigate Shushan, that's the area of the Persian region, y'all. Okay? The Persian region, meaning what? Afro-Iranian, Afro-Iraqi people groups. You can look them up. They still exist to this day. Okay? Afro-Persian. Look it up. Esther was considered a quote-unquote Afro-Persian. Look up Shushan. It says, unto Shushan the palace, to the custody of Haggai, that Esther, aka Hadassah, was brought also unto the king's house to the custody of Haggai, the keeper of women. Now watch this. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens which were meet to be given her out of the king's house, and he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house. Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. So now, what is a good point to learn from this situation? Let's jump up to verse 3. Verse 3 says this, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins, meaning the beautiful black women, unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Haggai, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them. So now, what is it talking about here when it says the things of purification? What is it talking about here when it's talking about the things of purification? What do you think that is? Put it in the chat. What do you think that is talking about when it's coming to women and it's talking about the thing? What do we call it today? I'll give you a clue. It starts with the letter C. It starts with the letter C. I'll give you a clue. It starts with the letter C. What is it that our sisters have? What is it that our women have that makes them beautiful? It starts with the letter C. We got 39 people in the chat. Come on, y'all. What do you think it is? Let's get some comments. Let's get some interaction here. What do you think it's called that women use to beautify themselves? It starts with the letter C. All right, I'll give you the answer. Cosmetics. Cosmetics. In ancient times, our women used oil, not collagen, not charisma, not crowns. Nope. Cosmetics. So our women always had the standard of beauty. The oils, frankincense, myrrhs, perfumes, aloe, y'all, all women were not smelling like Harriet Tubman off the Underground Railroad. Okay? Our women were so delicate and so beautiful. Watch this. I'm going to show you this because I want our sisters to have a better understanding of the responsibility of beauty, not to use it to advantage another, but the inner beauty overflowing into the outer beauty. You can't have one without the other. Watch this. I'm going to show you. Let's go to Isaiah real quick. So we touched on our foremother. We touched on our foremother Esther. Now let's touch on our people as a whole, and our daughters, our mothers, our aunties as a whole. How did they dress? How did they conduct themselves? Okay, watch this. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 10. It says, I clothe thee also with broidered work. Broidered work, meaning what? Our people had all type of embroidery. Our people didn't wear regular t-shirts and dresses. We had embroideries etched with different things and decorations into our clothing. Watch this. It says, and shod thee with badger's skin. This is rare materials that they utilize for clothing. And girded thee about with fine linen, and covered thee with silk. Y'all, black people are the originators of. Yes, correct. Our women took baths in oils for months. I was going to touch on that in a little bit when we get to the story of Susanna and Judith, but we could touch on it now. When you read the book of Esther, for a year before women could come before the king, you had to bathe in frankincense and myrrh and lavender and aloe and oils for a minimum of 6 months to a year before you even step before the king. We call it the Hadassah bath challenge. Your foremother was not going around smelling like she came out of work. Because you got sisters that want to be, I don't knock anybody that's into the workforce and none of that stuff. But your husband should smell you smelling on your best. Your husband shouldn't smell like cologne while you smell like sweat. Okay? So Hadassah bathed in the most glorious oils and was clothed in silk and badger skin and linen. Even to this day in the Caribbean islands and in the continent of Africa, our people rock linen to the core. This is how you know it's talking about us, because our people stay in linen. God, check out my linen dashikis. Check out my linen fajori. Check out my linen this, linen that, with embroidery in it. Okay, let's go back. Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 10. I clothe thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger's skin, and girded thee with fine linen, and covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ornaments, and put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. Y'all, what other group of people walk around with chains on their neck? If it ain't talking about us, who is it talking about? Because the Arabs don't walk around with chains on their neck as a whole, as a community. Hell, we got a whole entire rap industry where people are they make a museum dedicated to black people chains. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I put a chain on your neck, and I put a jewel on thy forehead. Y'all know that Indian custom in East India where they put that red dot on their head? Where do you think they get that from? The Israelites that lived in India, because we just read that in Esther, remember? Our women literally had jewels that they would take a chain and attach it to, and it would come across their forehead. That's where the Indians got the red dot from. That's where the Indians got the red dot from your foremothers wearing jewelry where jewels would be on your forehead. Y'all, our sisters, our daughters, our mothers, you were the mother of civilization. Let's read on. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and a beautiful crown, aka a tiara, upon thy head. Thou wast decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen and silk and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey, that's pastries, y'all, and oil. And thou wast exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom. And thy renown, meaning your fame, went forth among the heathen, meaning what? For thy beauty, meaning what? All of these nations knew how beautiful black women, Hispanic women, Native Indigenous, Israelites are. You are the mother of civilization. You are the status. Everyone wants to be on your status. But here it is in 2024, we getting skin bleaching creams. We putting blue and green contacts in our eyes. We changing our hair color from the dark, rich black and brown that it is to now making it pink and purple and blonde and green and all of this crazy mess. No, you are the foundation of beauty. Everyone wants to look like you. Why are they getting lip fillers in their lip? Why are they getting BBLs and injecting it in their backside? Why are they doing all of this enhancement when God made you beautiful already? From the get-go, your renown, your fame was known amongst the Gentiles. Your beauty was perfect through God's comeliness. Watch this, watch this. Let's go to Judith chapter 5. Let's go to Judith chapter 5. Is it Judith 5 I wanted, or is it Judith 8? Let's go to Judith. I think it's Judith 5. Let's go to Judith chapter 5. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 20. Watch this. It says, "Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But, if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world." You see that? So God tells us that the way our women conducted themselves was so royal. The way our women conducted themselves were so righteous that the nations knew that if we caused these people to sin, they would have power over us. But if there was no lawless behavior in our people, then God would defend us. So now let me go to real quick. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3, because I want to show you how decked out our sisters were back then. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. Now, usually when we read Isaiah chapter 3, we read these scriptures to show how now in modern society, women and children have started to rule over the men. But what I want to focus on when we read this is not just that, but how our women were decked out. Watch this. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16. "Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty," meaning arrogant, "and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tingling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts." Now watch this. "In that day will the Lord take away the bravery of the tinkling ornaments about their feet." That's going into what? Ankle bracelets. Whenever our women walked, you could hear them before they even came to the door because they had ankle bracelets that would ring bells. Okay, then it says, "And their calls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers and the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings and the rings and the nose jewels and the changeable suits of apparel." Y'all, our women had changeable suits, y'all. They had a morning outfit. They had a noon outfit. They had an afternoon outfit. I'm a little sweaty. Let me change. That's how our sisters was so decked out, y'all. That's how our sisters were so decked out. It says, "The changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the whipples and the crisping pins." Who goes around with a crisping pin in their hair? That's our sisters. "The glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils," y'all. So all the things that you see these people in East India and the Arab community wearing that looks glorious, that's how they got that from our sisters. When God took this away from our sisters is when we ended up getting colonized and invaded by the settlers, and we were put into captivity in all nations, and we lost our heritage. And because we lost our heritage and our understanding of who we are, we have failed to go back to the way things used to be. We think that beauty is wearing tight spandex and taking what used to be called pantyhose and wearing it now as if it's called leggings. They took white pantyhose and spray painted it black and now call it leggings. No, when I was a child, that's what you wore under the dress. The leggings was underwear under the dress, y'all. Wake up. Wake up. We got folks out here walking around with bonnets and underwear outside in the open, middle of the summer, hot and stinky. Instead of being covered up in modest, beautiful apparel with ornaments about themselves, looking gorgeous, looking beautiful, both inside and out. Both inside and out. From there, let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3 real quick, showing you that you black women are the mother of civilization. You have to restore our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, our aunties, our grandmothers back to the way they're supposed to be, biblically. Afrohebraic people, this Bible is about you, not anybody else. You are chosen. You are special. You are unique. You were made to be above all nations of the earth. Now it's time to walk like it. Now it's time to talk like it. Now it's time to live like it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3. We're going to read verse 1. 1 Peter chapter 3, let's start at verse 1. It says, "Likewise, you wives, be in subjection, aka cooperation, to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear," meaning you fear God. You're a righteous woman. Coupled with fear, it says, "whose adorning, let it not be that of the outward adorning of the plaiting of the hair." What group of people you know always braiding their hair, plaiting their hair? What group of people you know? Do you see so-called Hispanics braiding their hair? Yes, you do. Do you see Native Indigenous braiding their hair? Yes, you do. Do you see black people braiding their hair? Yes, you do. Do you see people in the Caribbean islands braiding their hair? Yes, you do. Do you see people in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Jamaica? Do you see people in Brazil braiding their hair? Yes, they do. Do you see people in Africa braiding their hair? Yes, they do. We ain't talking about no Viking braid. We ain't talking about no Nordic braid. We're talking about intricate designs of braids all in their hair. Well known in the continent of Africa, well known in Mesopotamia, but not in Europe, not in Ireland, not the Celts, not the Vikings, nope. But we see it prominent amongst our people. Meaning what? The braiding of the hair is an Afrohebraic customs. I'll give you a couple of examples. Bantu braids, that's in Africa. Knots and twists, 2-strand twists. 4-style braids, right? Cornrows, locks of braid. Come on, y'all. Europeans just wear their hair straight. They wear it cut short, or they wear it long, or they put gel in it and make it go up in the air. That's it. That's their styles. That's their styles. But who goes around and says, you know what? Today I'm going to do 2-strand twists. You know what? Today I'm going to do 4 braids. You know what? Today I'm going to just lock up my hair and put it in locks and do a different design. You know what? Today I'm going to do the Island Iverson braids. You know what? Today I'm going to do Bantu knots. Today I'm going to do box braids. Today I'm going to do... Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Let's read it again. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. "Whose adorning, let it not be that of the outward adorning of the plaiting of the hair, and of wearing of gold, or putting on of apparel." Who's going around in the fashion industry always wearing gold? Gold on their neck, gold loop earrings, gold even in their teeth, y'all. Come on, y'all. This ain't a European custom. Who walk around with gold grills? Both male and female. Come on, y'all. Y'all know this is talking about our people. This is talking about the Israelites. You are the real Afrohebraic community of this Bible. So God says, don't let it just be the outward appearance. Don't let it just be the outward appearance. It says, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament meaning the decoration of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God a great price. God loves a loving, silent, caring woman. Watch this. Let's go to Sirach chapter 26, verse 14. 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 It says, watch this. It says, verse 14, a silent and loving wife, keyword loving, keyword silent, not argumentative, not combative, is a gift of the Lord. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. Watch this. Let's jump back a chapter now to chapter 25, verse 1. And this is the revolutionary black woman right here. The revolutionary Latino woman right here. The revolutionary Israelite woman right here. In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before God and man. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, and a man and a wife that agree together. A man and a wife that agree together. Y'all make sure y'all take a note, y'all. Make sure y'all write this down. This is how we're going to restore our communities. The foundation starts with the man and his wife working together. Once you build that unit, you create a family. Family turns into village. Village turns into community. Community turns into a nation. Fix what you have in your house first. God does not sanction the crazy, nonsensical, vitriolic, non-compassionate actions of our people that are on social media, degrading one another, bashing one another, disrespecting one another. There should be no wars amongst male and female. Notice how you've been brainwashed. Every anti-lifestyle that's not supported by the Bible, they'll tell you love is love. It's so beautiful. It's wonderful. Don't hate on them. Let them love. Let them do what they do. But when it comes to our communities, raising up righteous relationships, all throughout media, you see male versus female, female versus male. Oh, don't deal with your people. Go and swirl. Go divest. Go do this. Go do that. Be a dog mom. Don't be a husband or a wife or nothing. Notice how you've been brainwashed. Notice how you've been psychologically destroyed. Where marriage is no longer honorable, where people embrace baby mama, baby daddy, single parent households. He ain't ish, she ain't ish, we ain't ish, we all ain't ish together. When the Bible says in three things was that I saw was the most beautiful thing amongst God and man. A man and his wife that agree together. God like that thing and man like that thing. Think about all the wedding videos people see when they're like, oh, that's so nice. Look at that. Man and wife, they together. People love the union between a man and a wife because we know that's the connection of the foundation of a nation. God likes that thing. Watch this. Watch this. Let's go to, I'm going to give you another example to really consider about how our women were the foundation of civilization. How our men and women working together, not apart, not against each other, but a cooperative, how they were the foundation of society. Let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Let's go to chapter 3. Let's go to verse 11. It says, "He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God makes from the beginning." What did God make from the beginning? Did he not make Adam and Eve from the beginning? Write a 1 in the chat if you agree. Was that not what God made at the beginning? Adam and Eve? Not Marco Polo. Not peanut butter and jelly bandits. Not tambourine players. Not bicycle. You riding on both sides of the street. You don't know if you want to go straight or around the corner. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Watch this. Let's go now to chapter 4. Let's read verse 9. It says, two are better than one, because they have a good reward. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe unto him that is alone when he falls, for he hath not another to help him. Y'all see what the Bible says, y'all? So now, I always ask the question, and I especially ask this to our sisters. So this question is for you, sisters. Is it better to have 2 cars or 1 car? Write it in the chat. I just want the sisters to answer right now. Brothers, sit back, fall back, and watch how they operate. Sisters, write it in the comment section. Is it better to have 2 cars or is it better to have 1 car? All right, I got 2. Who else? I got 2. All right, I got another sister that put 2. All praises. I got 2. Are 2 cars better than 1 car? So now, why? Because we know in a society that requires you to do a lot of travel from one area to another, that if 1 car breaks down, guess what? You'll have another one as a backup, right? Are 2 incomes better than 1 income? Write it in the chat. You keep breaking up. Can everybody hear? Can everybody hear? Is the audio clear? Put clear so I know that y'all can hear. If y'all can hear everything, put right clear. So now, are 2 incomes better than 1 income? Let's say you making $100,000 and your husband making $100,000. That makes $200,000. Are 2 incomes, thank you for putting clear, are 2 incomes better than 1? Yes or no? Put smiley face for yes, put sad face for no. Put smiley face. This is the poll. Tap on the screen and put smiley face for yes. Put crying face for no. Are 2 incomes. Y'all tap the screen, get the likes up to 10K, y'all. All right, we got 1 smiley face. Y'all tap it on the screen. There's a little timer right up there. Y'all tap it. All right, we got another one. So we got 2 smiley faces so far. We got 3 in the building. And a testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses, a matter is established. Okay, so if we have the common sense to know that 2 cars are better than 1, because if one gets in an accident, you got 1 for a backup. If we got enough common sense to know that 2 incomes are better than 1, why the hell are people going around saying, I could do bad all by myself? I'm a strong, independent black woman. Strong from what? Nigga, you can't beat me in a doggone wrestle match. You can't beat me arm wrestling. What you mean strong? That devalues our women to make them masculine and not flowers. You understand? So So we need to have the understanding of being cooperative one with each other. We can't have the mindset to say, well, I make more money than you, so you ain't ish. Well, men don't do that. Men don't tell women, well, I make more money than you, that means you ain't nothing. No. But for some strange reason, if women start to make more money, they feel as though hypergamy, I need to make more. He don't make more than me, so he's less than me. That's stupid as hell. You can lose your job. You can lose your career. I've seen women that went from working six figures to being on Section 8 and welfare. And these were the same ones saying they don't need no man, but when the business failed, when the money wasn't paying, when the corporation did layoffs, all of a sudden she scratching her head like, oh man, I got a master's degree and a PhD, but I'm trying to find a job for $14 an hour. You understand? Money is a defense, but money is not the litmus test for a relationship. Many relationships fail because people are focused too much on money instead of building up a strong connection. So now our foundational mothers of civilization, they knew how to operate. They had the understanding that two are better than one. Let's read it again. It says, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe unto him that is alone. Watch this. Now let's go to the beginning of the Bible and let's see if this matches up with what God said to Adam. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. I'm glad this popped in my head. All praise to the Most High. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him, meaning the original black woman, the mother of civilization, Eve, Havah, she was a adequate helpmate for him. Watch this. Let's go to Tobit in the Apocrypha, chapter 8, verse 6. Tobit, chapter 8, verse 6. Let's go to Tobit, chapter 8, verse 6. Watch this. Listen close. It says, thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, for an helper and a stay. Of them came mankind. Showing you what? These two black people, Adam and Eve, was the foundation of civilization, y'all. Wow. Of them came mankind. Thou hast said, it is not good that man should be alone. Let us, meaning Christ and the Father and the angels, let us make unto him an aid like unto himself. Sisters, you were made for your man. The man wasn't made for you. You were made for him. As a collective, the two shall be one, meaning male, female, make a baby. The two shall be one flesh. Literally, that's what it means. The two, male, female, make one flesh, a child. Y'all see that? Let's read it again. It says, thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, not his boo thing, not his baby mama, not his sneaky link. Sisters, hold yourself in high regard. Do not allow men to utilize you as a sneaky link. For an helper and a stay, meaning you are supposed to be the pillar of rest for your husband. You were designed as the mother of civilization to be the pillar of rest, the stay, to assist him, to help him build the kingdom. Thou hast said, meaning God has said, it is not good. Elohim says, it is not good that man should be alone. Meaning what? Y'all know when brothers is by themselves, they make all type of ruckus. Here it is. You left him by himself for 2-3 months. All of a sudden, he in the club. He chasing skirts. He getting into trouble. But when he has his wife and kids around him, what is he doing? He's staying at home. He being a father. He taking care of business. He doing, babe, we got to take care of this, babe. We got to. And then he's like, yo, I got to do what I got to do for my family. You got to be that woman to keep him in order. Keep his mind in check. It is not, listen, when brothers by themselves, hey, brothers getting into trouble. That's why God said it's not good for you to be alone. You understand? We need our sisters. We need our mothers, our daughters, our aunties, our grandmothers. We need you. When you say you're strong and independent, you know what you're saying psychologically? You're saying that you're not needed. You don't even realize by making that foolish statement, you're telling men to reject you. It's called reverse psychology. People think that telling a person, I'm strong and independent, that means people are going to respect you. That means people are going to look at you and hold you in high regard. No, in fact, it does the opposite. Once I hear somebody say they're strong and independent from what? Everything in society, people are dependent one on another. You depend on your job just to survive, right? You depend on this, you depend on food to bring sustenance and water. But when it comes to people, you independent, stop lying. You depended on that person that worked at that shop to make that car so you could drive. You were dependent on the person that went on the printing press and printed that dollar so you could buy your dress, buy your skirt, buy your food. Come on, y'all. This whole independent Chinese stuff is non-existent. I'm a strong, independent Korean. Let's read it again. It says, thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, for a helper and a stay. Showing you, black woman, you are the mother of civilization. We need you. Silent, loving, kind, patient, meek, humble. Of them came mankind. Thou hast said, it is not good that man should be alone. Let us make unto him a help and aid like unto himself. And now, Lord, I take not this my sister for lust, but uprightly, therefore mercifully ordain that we may become aged together. And she said with him, Amen. So these two, Tobias and his wife, made a prayer to the Most High God. Not that they would deal with each other just based on lust. Man, she look good, he look good, they want to get it on. Rock, two rocks knocking together. No. It was built on the foundation that they would grow old together and build their people and build their nation. That's the mindset I want our sisters to have. Take care of yourself. Be of high value. Be of good quality. A quality woman. Two are better than one. Watch this. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. This is for our revolutionary women that want to see change in our communities. You are the foundation of society. Deborah was like this. Esther thought like this. Susanna thought like this. Judith taught like this. Anna, Phoebe, Prisca, all of the biblical women that you read about, they all think like this. Watch this. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable. What does the Bible say? Marriage is honorable. Not the wedding day. You see, in Western culture, women are so enamored with just the wedding day, they forget about the whole marriage. Oh, I'm going to get this dress. I'm going to get this skirt. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. People are going to give me gifts. But then they don't realize there's a guy that's right next to her that she has to be cooperative with, aka submission to. Come on, y'all. You got women that will have 3, 4, 5, 6 kids with a dude. Put herself in the most vulnerable situation to bear children, almost lose her life in excruciating pain to have children, all of a sudden to say, nigga, I ain't got to listen to you. You ain't got to tell me what to do. You not the boss of me. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Stop it. Stop it. Verse 4, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. Y'all see that? So the most honorable thing that our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our aunties, our grandmothers should promote is marriage. Now, each one of you sisters that are here, I'm going to give you a mission. We're going to read for you out of the Bible what your mission is, and your responsibility going forward is to make TikTok videos. I'm going to give you a TikTok challenge right now that you start to make videos promoting what we're about to read. We're going to go to Titus. We're going to go to Titus chapter 2, and I'm going to give you all a mission as the mothers of civilization to bring back our people to this truth. This is going to be your mission. Watch this. Let's go to Titus chapter 2, verse 3. The aged women, meaning the wise women in this truth, likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. Watch this. Does it say now for them to teach the man to go and try to break down prophecy? No. This is what it's saying. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. So now modern culture, y'all, has been teaching the opposite. Instead of women being false accusers, we should teach our women not to entertain gossip, spilling the tea, slandering, talking bad about people, because that's what we see in modern society today. Oprah Winfrey, right? Wendy Williams, The Breakfast Club, Wanda and Sykes in the Morning. All of these shows promote gossip, false accusations. We need sisters that do the reverse. This is your assignment. Yeah, y'all know how on social media people would say they understood the assignment? This is your assignment from God. Teach the women to not entertain gossip. Have a TikTok video about staying away from gossip. Watch this. Here's another one. Not given to much wine. We got to teach our sisters to what? Don't be in the club, drinking alcohol, and unfortunately lying in somebody's dirty couch, waking up talking about, what happened? I gotta hang. I don't know what happened. Oh, my boo-boo feel funny down there. I'm sore. I don't know what happened. Oh, no. Your responsibility is to make a TikTok video about women staying away from wine and alcohol products for educational purposes only, 21 and older. You want to make sure you tell them to be responsible and staying away from excess of these things. Teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women, meaning what? Our 14 and 15-year-olds should not be watching WAP, Nicki Minaj. They should be taught good things. To be sober, meaning not popping pills, not smoking blunts, not doing all this evil stuff, you understand? Not on shrooms, not on none of that stuff. But to love their husbands, to be cooperative with their man, to love their children. This is your assignment. Make videos on, this is how you take care of your children. This is how you take care of your husband. This is how you feed your husband. This is how you keep your house clean. This is how you balance a checkbook. This is how you keep yourself orderly. Having videos about women twerking should not be on the agenda. Throw that out the window. There's these dumb women that's on TikTok, 30, 40, 50 years old, 20 years old, dancing. We don't need any more dance videos. We don't need to see the fecal matter on the back of your behind. We need to see. I love you. Y'all know I'm sarcastic. We need to see you promoting righteous things, good things, teachers of good things. Here it is. The sister put a twerk video on, and you can see the boo-boo stains on the back of her behind, y'all. It's like, what the hell is that? It's brown on her. We don't want that no more, y'all. We don't want that no more. We done with that. It's finished. Watch this. Titus chapter 2, verse 5. Guess what? This is a Proverbs 31 woman right here. What we're reading right here is Proverbs 31, y'all. So we want to see our sisters who are the mothers of civilization reclaiming the throne through a biblical-based perspective, reclaiming their heritage from a biblical-based perspective. Eve was a black woman. Deborah was a black woman. Judith was a black woman. Hadassah, Queen Esther, was a black woman. You set up the biblical foundation. You are the litmus test. You are the standard. Can't nobody do it better than you. Can't nobody walk like you, talk like you, breathe like you, act like you, sing like you, dance like you, educated like you. Come on, sisters. We need you in this fight. This is spiritual warfare. We need warriors. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. We need warriors that will stand up. Not stand up against their men, but fight against the delusion of Western society and Western culture. We need sisters that are loving, kind, peaceful. Watch this. Let's go to Acts. Let's go to Galatians. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5. What spirit should you have? What spirit should you walk in? Should it be the spirit of the world, or should it be the spirit of the Most High God in Christ? Galatians chapter 5. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. We need more women that love. Joy. We need more women that ain't got the, what do they call it? RBF. Rest in B-face. When your man sees you, he should see joy on your face. When your children see you, they should see joy on your face. Peace. Meaning what? You're not the type of sister that got an issue with another sister or another brother or another family member. You should be a peacemaker. Stop holding grudges. Stop being mad for no reason over petty stuff. Love your people. Love your man. Love your brother. Love your sister. Love your children. Love your cousin. Love your people as you love yourself. That's a fruit of the Spirit. Not holding grudges. Not, oh, I'm mad at you. I don't like you. He said something to me that hurt my feelings. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness. Y'all, we need more women that are gentle, y'all. We need more women that are, y'all. I'm seeing videos on the internet. I'll give you a quick story. Story time. Tap the screen, get the likes up. Let's share the room. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. The room should be at least 10K by now, y'all. Tap the screen. Tap, 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 tap. Story time. There was a story in which a man walks into a convenience store. As the man goes into the convenience store, a young, butchly, snarly lady says to him, "My nigga, don't talk to me like that. Don't test me, my nigga." And proceeds to punch him in the face. And punch him in his nether realm. I know what I'm talking about when I say nether realm. Little did she know that there's a law in the Bible that if a woman goes towards the nether realm of a man, that she could get her hand taken off. Literally, that's what they were doing in biblical times. When men were disrespected by a woman, either spitting or punching or kicking him or going to the nether realm region to impact him negatively, trying to destroy him from having children, their arms was gone. Why do I share this story? I share this story because we need more sisters that are gentle. Brothers, your woman should not be chest bumping you. Your woman should not be screaming in your face. If a woman is screaming and cursing you in your face, walk out of the door. I don't care if it's your wife. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your sister. If a woman because remember, we just read in Esther earlier that all men should receive, all wives should give honor to their husbands, whether they're small or great. If she doesn't respect you, she doesn't love you. If she is not gentle and giving you fruits of the Spirit, leave her alone. Because this is not a suggestion, y'all. This is a commandment. Let's read it again. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. If she's faithful, she's loyal. If she's faithful, she's lawful. No woman that calls herself a righteous woman of the Most High will break the laws of God willingly. She's going to acknowledge her mistakes and get her mind right. How about if a man disrespecting and yelling also? Yesterday we had a topic of the men. Today we're talking about the women. Were you there in the class about men? When we were telling men to be, stand up, walk with integrity, keep the commandments, guide your household? We had that on our main channel. Okay, well, there you go. Today is about women. So we're not talking about men today. We're talking about women. All right. It says, meekness, temperance, against such there is no law. Meaning what? There's laws against adultery. There's laws against cheating on your spouse. There's laws against uncleanness. There's laws against lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred. There's laws against these things. But can I recover that on YouTube? Yes. Tomorrow night we're airing the episode for the men, and then maybe over the weekend we'll replay this episode for our sisters. Okay? So there's no law against these things. So God is going to bless you abundantly if you take heed to the words of his law. God's law is the spirit of the Messiah. His word is spirit and truth. Christ is the word manifested on earth. So live Christ-like, Messiah-like, walk in his ways. Love, that's a commandment. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. John 14:15. Joy, that's a commandment. Blessed are the peacemakers, that's a commandment. Long-suffering is dealing with other people when they mistreat you. Long-suffering is when a third party impacts you negatively, and instead of you retaliating, you take it in stride and you say, you know what, I'm going to keep it pushing, right? Gentleness, not being rowdy, not being clamorous, not being argumentative, you know. There's a joke amongst the Israelite community where they say, if you see a woman that's clamorous, the best thing for her is to put her on the phone with a bill collector because she could argue a bill out the wazoo. That's it. Don't be that woman that's argumentative. Be peaceful. Be gentle. Be loving. Be kind. Y'all not going to hear this on TikTok, y'all. Y'all might hear it on a few different Israelite people, but as a majority online, you got people selling trinkets. You got people arguing with each other. Those type of discussions have tens of thousands of views. But these type of discussions about you being the foundation of civilization, you'll never hear it. Not on BBC, not on NBC, not on CNN. They'll never tell you that Adam and Eve were black people and you were the foundation of the kingdom of Babylon, the kingdom of Persia, the kingdom of the Israelites, the kingdom of all these nations prior to the Greeks and the Romans coming into power. They will never tell you you were the foundation. They will tell you you were less than. They will tell you that you are nothing. They don't like your hair. They don't like your nails. They don't like your feet. They don't like... But guess what? They copying everything you do. They say they don't like you. America has a schizophrenic relationship with black and brown people. They say they don't like you, but everything about your culture, the way you dress, the way you conduct yourself, they want to be like. How you not like me but want to be like me? Make it make sense. Schizophrenia. America is bipolar towards black and brown people, y'all. They'll tell you, we love black women, we love you, and then turn around and do things that go against your principles. Turn around and Sonia Massey is a perfect example. In order to brush that under the rug, they say put Kamala Harris at the front. Let them not even think about Sonia Massey no more. Here you go. Here's a black woman for you, even though she was represented as an Indian, right? She went to a historical black college. That means she black. I know some Arabs that go to a historical black college. What the hell are they talking about? Y'all understand that? So the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace. These type of conversations about our women being the mothers of civilization, they're not going to talk about it. They focus more on the ratchetness. They focus more on the stereotypes, when all of our women are not like that. And if you are, it's time to change. So we talked about Zapora, a black woman. We talked about Esther, a black woman. We talked about Judith, a black woman. Now, when I say black, you know what I'm talking about. Black, brown, Israelites. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, children of the diaspora. Know who you are and know how your mothers conducted themselves. All right? All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to The Forefront Radio. I'm your host, Afrohebraic Israel. You can find The Forefront Radio on Spotify, iHeartRadio. The Forefront Radio is available on YouTube on The Forefront Radio 1 and The Forefront Radio 2. We're trying to switch over to a subscription-based model because TikTok wants to censor. We got a lot of people that are suffering from Eurocentric delusionalism. So we want to put out exclusive content for people that are interested in this subject. So when we get into more in-depth studies and in-depth information going into history and all of that, we ain't got people that don't even want to be interested watching. We want people that are interested in this truth. So if you feel compelled to subscribe to The Forefront. All right. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings to the 12. With that, we say shalom.